In this session, we will briefly review the goals to perpetuate the unified vision of the OKBSA. Then we'll explain the purpose of the directory, that is to align the internal records with the standard. We'll review what has changed and what has not changed. We'll look at an overview of the data field directory. Then we'll conduct an on-screen demonstration of how the data field directory is hyperlinked. Then we'll summarize. The goal is to enable OKBSA companies to get the right content to the right person in a form that they can use. OKBSA established the data field directory based on the standards and a spreadsheet template for the standard content file. The method of information exchange and the quality of photos, videos, verbiage, etc. is not part of the guideline. Companies will use their existing methods to transfer data and will use their current methods of collaboration to develop the appropriate content. But the data field directory is at the heart of the standard. The purpose of the data field directory is to enable a company to align its internal records with the standard. The directory provides a shorthand for the content of the various fields. It is linked to the technical specifications for deeper details. OKBSA companies will create an OKBSA content standard compliance file using the field definitions in the guidelines. Manufacturers will use their internal systems to export the elements of information to the file, CSV or Excel. The standard file only requires 3 elements of information. Field number 1, the EAN UPC. Field number 6, the product name, and field number 9, the manufacturer's SKU, all shown in red. All other fields can be added as they become available. The field name and field number become a column head in a CSV or Excel spreadsheet. The compliance file will be reviewed by OKBSA to check that the data in the file complies with the technical standards. The biggest part of the job is to make sure that the fields of information in your system comply with the specifications. This is where the data field directory with its links to the detailed specifications will be helpful. UPC must be 12-digit, EAN 13 digits, or the G10 14. None of them should have spaces or any other characters, and all must have the calculated check digit. If you need clarifications, consult the specification and the resource section of the guidelines. Product name must be no more than 80 characters, and the manufacturer's SKU should be preceded by the MAC code. Companies supplying SP Richards and United Stationers who use trade services should find that this information is readily available. Some things don't change. The method of information exchange will not change whether it's a network, portal, or other. What has changed? Well, although there are different networks, trading partner portals, software, and systems, the detailed technical specification for photos, videos, consumer content, and mobile codes are the same for everyone participating in OKBSA. This reduces a great deal of complexity, and that drives out errors and costs for everyone in the supply chain. The technical standards do not tell you how to take great pictures or create a compelling video, author award-winning consumer copy, or implement a campaign using mobile codes. They do tell you how to construct a file containing the content. OKBSA will review sample files to evaluate if they meet the technical specifications. Whether a trading partner likes the copy or video is not part of the OK-BSA evaluation. In the words of Mark Evans of United Stationers, quote, "A supplier may be in 100% compliance with, but that does not mean that we will like 100% of the pictures, video, consumer copy, or QR code programs they send us," end quote. When you are OK with BSA, you are complying with the technical standards that other OK-BSA companies will use to facilitate understanding and eliminate complexity and confusion. With a common point of understanding, two companies can look at the same template and agree on the meaning of the content because they can both look at the same definition found in the standards. Then they can decide which fields they will exchange. In other sessions, we used imaginary conversations to represent system needs. Here, our friend has been asked to provide bulleted customer content. She says, "Not sure what bullets mean." The data field directory facilitates human-to-human understanding, and the fields are directly related to the standards. Here is the section that describes bullets. Now let's see how the data field directory is used. The first step is to locate the directory at the website. Go to businesssolutionsAssociation.com. Pull down the industry standards and then select Applying Standards, Applications and Compliance. This will take you to a section of the website dedicated to explaining all the standards so that you can apply them. You will select Content Management, and that will take you to a page containing the explanation of the guidelines and the links to these and other documents.
For example, one of the fields that we need to use is called the product name. It provides the primary description, and if we want to know a little bit more about that, we can click on it and find note 9 that says the full description at one time was 30 characters, the name of the product stripped of additional attributes, used more frequently in catalogs than online, so on and so forth. And if we still want more information, we can click on that, which will lead us down to the actual standard that identifies product name, goes on to the description that we used before, but also provides some examples. So now let's see what happens if we want to provide some photo content. We can go down and click on that link, which will download a PDF file for us, which is in fact the photography standard. And then we can move down through the photography standard to see its purpose, its goals, and some more of the detail, all the way down to the technical details, telling us what should be the image size, the type of file format, and then even down at the very bottom we see that there is an implementation date of January of 2013. Another example might be if we wanted to find out exactly what people mean by consumer copy bullets. So we can click on field naming convention. That takes us down to the specific area within field naming, and we see that it says consumer copy in bulleted format that describes the product and its features and benefits. 3 to 10 bullets are best practice, so on and so forth. And then it gives us a description for some products from Avery, ACCO, 3M, Esselte, and others. The data field directory also provides a link to information from other standards, including OPIDs. Here we can click on the MAC code and go to the listing, the 3 alpha listing for each of the MAC codes and the company to which they've been assigned. Additionally, we can also find OPID standards for consumer units and the standard for colors.
The field directory is a hypertext linked document that enables you to drill down from the field layout template to the notes and then to the standard itself. We'll show some examples. So in summary, the purpose of the data field directory is to align internal records to the OKBSA standard. Then a company will be able to assemble the starter file and subsequent files to demonstrate that it can provide content information that complies with the standard. The standard content validation file will be sent to OKBSA, where it will undergo a validation process, checking each element for content and certain parameters like a valid 13-digit EAN or 12-digit UPC, or field length for other content as they become available. How to assemble a starter file is the subject of another presentation called Building the OKBSA Starter File. OKBSA can then use it to review for initial compliance and provide the product count used in the OKBSA fee structure. OKBSA will return the sample file with comments and problems flagged. As problems or new opportunities arise, with the data field directory as a common point of understanding, two companies can look at the same template and agree on the meaning of the content because they can both look at the same definitions found in the standard.